Namaskar friends, welcome back to our favorite channel Prashant Sir Official. I am glad to have you all here for session 3 of our series on the Drugs and Cosmetic Act. In session 2, we discussed some very important schedules, Schedule A, Schedule G and Schedule H, which are essential for licensing, supervision and prescription guidelines. In today's session, we are going to continue exploring more key schedules including Schedule L1, Schedule X, Schedule M, all of which are super important from both an exam and industry point of view. Schedule I, particulars as on proportion of poison in certain cases. However, this schedule was omitted. Schedule J. Schedule J speaks on diseases and conditions for which drugs cannot claim a cure. Friends, Schedule J is a very interesting and important schedule under the drug and cosmetic rules. It contains a list of diseases, disorders or conditions for which no drug may legally claim to prevent or cure unless specifically approved by the authorities. That means no medicine can be advertised or sold with a claim to cure these diseases without prior permission from the Central Licensing Authority (CLA). Examples of diseases listed in Schedule J are AIDS, cancer, baldness, blindness, jaundice, hepatitis, liver disorders. Now, Schedule K. Schedule K of Drug and Cosmetic Act 1945 lists certain classes of drugs that are exempted either wholly or partially from the provision of the Act or the rules under the specified conditions. Key features of Schedule K. It applies mainly to non-commercial, institutional or governmental use. Exemptions aim to simplify regulations for specific drug categories. Schedule K speaks on the class of drugs, extent and conditions of the exemptions. Examples of exemptions: drugs supplied by registered medical practitioners, that is drugs supplied by the RMP to his own patient, or any drug specified in the Schedule C supplied by RMP at the request of another RMP. In-house preparation in the hospitals, drug samples supplied to the doctor, drugs manufactured by the central government laboratories, homeopathic and veterinary drugs under the certain conditions are included under the scope of Schedule K. Now, Schedule L. Schedule L was omitted and Schedule L1 is introduced. You all know Schedule L1 speaks on the good laboratory practices and the requirements of premises and the equipments. We have prepared one separate video on good laboratory practice, so I request you all to visit that video so that you will have the better idea on the Schedule L1. I will provide the link for Schedule L1 as well as for Schedule M. On Schedule M, we have prepared 4 sessions. These sessions were published before the revision of Schedule M. However, all these 4 sessions complies with the requirement of revised Schedule M. So I request you to visit those 4 sessions as well as 2 sessions on the Schedule L1. That is good laboratory practices and good manufacturing practices we have already covered in our previous sessions. I will provide the link in the description box. Okay. Now, Schedules N and O. Schedule M provides the list of minimum equipment for the effective running of the pharmacy. Schedule O, standards for the disinfectant fluids. Schedule P, friends, Schedule P under Drug and Cosmetic Act specifies the shelf life or expiry period of the various drugs, meaning how long a drug can be stored while retaining its quality, potency and safety. The shelf life mentioned in the Schedule P applies from the date of manufacturing. It provides information on name of the drug, period in the months, unless conditions of the storage number otherwise specified between the date of manufacture and date of expiry, which the labeled potency period of the drug shall not exceed under the conditions of the storage. इसका मतलब क्या है, शेड्यूल पी में जो भी स्टोरेज कंडीशन दी हुई है वो इन टर्म्स ऑफ मंथ दी हुई है, बियॉन्ड दैट उसके आगे आप स्टोरेज कंडीशंस किसी भी ड्रग को नहीं दे सकते हैं, ठीक है। नाउ शेड्यूल क्यू एंड शेड्यूल आर. शेड्यूल क्यू provides the list of dyes, colors and pigments permitted to be used in the cosmetics, soaps as given under the IS 4707. Schedule R standards for the condoms made of rubber latex intended for the single use and other mechanical contraceptives. Friends, Schedule S is one of the very important schedule. Schedule S speaks about, or Schedule S deals with the standards for the cosmetic manufactured or sold in India. It mandates that all cosmetic must comply with the standards laid down in the Bureau of Indian Standards (BIS). This includes products like lipsticks, shampoos, toothpaste, face creams, soaps, hair oil, etc. Key point: Schedule S is equal to BIS standard for cosmetics. That means a cosmetic product must meet the quality and safety specification defined under the relevant IS codes, Indian standards, such as IS 3958 for skin creams, IS 6608 for shampoos, IS 9875 for kajal, and so on. If a cosmetic does not comply with these standards, it is considered not of standard quality under the Drug and Cosmetic Act. What is Schedule T then? Schedule T gives the information about the good manufacturing practices for Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani medicines. That is GMP for Ayurveda. Now discuss about the Schedule U. Schedule U means records and registers for manufacturing and testing. Friends, Schedule U under the Drug and Cosmetic Act rule deals with the record keeping requirement for the pharmaceutical manufacturers. It specifies the type of record register that must be maintained for manufacturing of drug, testing and quality control, distribution and batch traceability. Key documents required under the Schedule U includes BMR, BPR, equipment cleaning and usage record, log, raw material and finished product testing record, control sample record, distribution details. These records help in ensuring traceability of each batch, accountability during the recall, compliance during the audit and inspections. So Schedule U is very important, which provides the information on the documentations, particulars to be shown in the manufacturing record, records of raw material, particulars to be recorded in analytical records. Right? Now, Schedule V, standards for patent or proprietary medicines. Patent and proprietary medicines that are available over the counter but must comply with the following regulatory standards for safety. General requirement of Indian Pharmacopoeia. If the dosage form is not included in the IP but is included in any other pharmacopoeia, it shall comply with the general requirements of the dosage of such pharmacopoeia. That means Schedule U provides the general requirements which shall include compliance with the color consistency, clarity, stability, freedom from the contaminant with the foreign matter or fungal growth, defects like chipping, capping of the tablets, cracking of the coating, mottled appearance and other characteristic defects that can be perceived by the visual inspection. For example, if the dosage form is in the tablet, then medicine shall comply with the requirement for the tablets as laid down in the IP. The nature of coating shall be indicated on the label. Permitted color may however be added and declared on the label. nature of the tablet such as uncoated, sugar coated, full film coated shall be declared on the label. So जो general requirement हमारे है for as per IP, all requirements are applicable for the patent or proprietary medicines as well. In case of injections, medicine shall comply with the requirements of injection as laid down in the IP. Such medicines to be tested under the provision of Rule 121A for the pyrogen shall be tested by injecting into the rabbit not less than the human dose of the medicines based on the body weight of 60 kg human being. Methodology selected shall be indicated in the protocol, but dose shall be not greater than 5 times the human dose based on the body weight of 60 kg for man. In injectable patent and proprietary medicines, the test for freedom of the toxicity or freedom from the toxicity shall be performed as described in IP. Dose selected shall be indicated in the protocol, but the dose shall not less than 5 times of the human dose based on the body weight of 60 kg of the human beings. So इवन ये पेटेंट और प्रोप्राइटरी मेडिसिन्स है तो भी उसको इंडियन फार्माकोपिया के जनरल चैप्टर के रूल्स एप्लीकेबल है. इन केस ऑफ टैबलेट, इन केस ऑफ इंजेक्शंस और एनी डोसेज फॉर्म आपको इंडियन फार्माकोपिया को किसी भी हालत में कॉम्प्लाई करना है जनरल मोनोग्राफ को, क्योंकि इसका इंडिविजुअल मोनोग्राफ फार्माकोपिया में अवेलेबल नहीं होगा बिकॉज इट इज़ अ पेटेंट और प्रोप्राइटरी मेडिसिन्स. बट सेफ्टी रिलेटेड जो भी रूल्स रेगुलेशन है इट हैज़ टू बी फॉलोड इन एनी केस. ओके, नाउ शेड्यूल W which is omitted. Schedule X, drugs and substances under strict control. Friends, Schedule X is one of the most highly regulated schedules under the Drug and Cosmetic Act. It covers drugs and substances that have a high potential for the abuse or are extremely dangerous if used improperly. Examples of Schedule X drugs includes opioids, heroin, strong sedatives, hypnotics, psychotropic substances. Next is Schedule Y. Schedule Y is requirement and guidelines on clinical trials for import and new drug approvals. And that concludes session 3. Today we covered several critical schedules from the Drug and Cosmetic Act that are important for both the regulatory compliance and the pharmaceutical industry. In session 4, we will explore the specific rules that govern the manufacturing, distribution, import and sale of pharmaceutical products in India. If you found this session helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Prashant Sir Official. Drop your questions in the comments and I will address them in the next videos. Friends, once again thank you for joining and see you in the next session. Jai Hind.